to chair yoga. Another week has passed, another week of our hair growing longer and in some cases grayer. I don't know when we will all be able to meet again in person. I think it might be some time. But in the meantime, we still get this opportunity to share our practice together and be with each other in spirit at least. So if you don't know me, my name's Rita. And today I thought we would try to use some props. So I have a yoga strap, which I'm sure most of you don't have. If you have a belt that you could use, or a scarf, or even a towel. So although I have the yoga strap, I will use the towels, just so we can do some things with our legs that we haven't done for a while. So I've got a hand towel. It's a little bit short, but it's fine. And we'll just use that as a strap later on to move our legs around a bit. So if you can go and get that now, I'll give you a moment or two to go and get that. Or if you're watching this as a recording, you can pause it and then go and get it and come back. Also, try to have some water close by, especially as it's getting warmer. Let's try and keep hydrated. So I'm assuming you've had time to get your props. We're not going to use it right away, so we'll just put it down by the side for now and have it there ready. And we'll start as we always do, sitting up tall, shoulders are relaxed. Let's sit back into the chair a little bit. It's nice if your feet can relax onto the floor. Mine only just touched the floor with this chair, but it's not too bad. And let the chin drop just a little bit. And if it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, go ahead and close them. And we'll just start by coming into this moment, trying to pay attention only to ourselves and to our breath. So what do I mean by that? I don't want you to change your breathing. And I don't want you to breathe in any special way. I just want you to observe it as though you're watching somebody else breathing and noticing how their chest moves or their belly moves. Just notice it for yourself. There may not be much movement. And just observe what's happening. And usually just by observing it, we end up changing it a little and probably slowing down, which is fine. So we will try to breathe in a specific way. So we'll bring one hand to the chest and one to the belly. And as you breathe in, I want you to think of pushing the hands forward and then letting them relax. So as you breathe in, expand your rib cage to the front. Let your belly be soft, and as you exhale, relax everything. A couple more breaths like that. It doesn't have to be big, and it might be very subtle, and you may not really feel much of a change, but just at least think about your chest expanding out to the front. We'll do one more breath that way. It doesn't have to be big, just inhaling through the nose. And exhale. And you can keep your hands here. We're going to do the same thing with our back. So the back is against the chair, so just notice where your ribs are touching the chair. My shoulder blades are on the chair as well. So just notice where you're touching the chair. And as you inhale, think of those areas that are touching to actually push back into the back of the chair a little bit as you inhale. And then exhale. So as you inhale, expand the back rib cage. And exhale. Let's do that a couple of times. Again, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to feel like a lot of pressure going into your back. But just be conscious of those back ribs opening out and pushing towards the chair. One more time. Inhaling. And exhale. Good. This time I'm going to bring the hands to the side ribs. So not to the waist, up a little bit, just so you can feel the ribs. You can wrap your hands around the rib cage if that's comfortable, or just bring the hands anyway to the ribs. I want your shoulders to be relaxed if you can. As you inhale, think of your rib cage moving out to the side. And exhale. Inhale. And do a couple more like that. Again, doesn't have to be a big breath, but just thinking about expanding sideways. One more. Out to the side as you breathe in and out. And then bring your hands to your belly. You can make a diamond on your belly if that feels comfortable. And think of breathing in all those directions, front and back and sideways. So imagine your rib cage and opening all out to the side. Like there's a balloon inside that's pushing everything out and then collapsing. Inhale. And exhale. Again, it doesn't have to be a large breath. Doesn't have to be big, just conscious. Two more. Inhale, expanding everything, front, back and sides. And exhale. Do one more. And then release the hands and just let your breathing come back to its normal rhythm. Keep the hands on the thighs. Have the elbows drawn back just a little bit so that they're relaxed, so you're not reaching your arms out long, but your elbows are relaxed and heavy and your shoulders are relaxed. And we'll just lift the head gently and then lower it. As you inhale, we'll lift the chin and exhale, lower the chin, lengthening the back of the neck, not letting the head hang down off the spine, just gently lengthening up and then down. Come back to the center and we'll gently turn to the right and then to the left a few times. With the breath, inhaling through the center as you exhale, turn to the side. Inhale and exhale. We'll do one more turn, only moving the head as far as it's comfortable without getting the rest of the body involved. And back to the center. And we'll shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then relax down. Shrugging up and down. A couple more. Shrugging up and relaxing down and up and down. So now we're going to sit up away from the chair if you can. Away from the back of the chair. We're sitting tall. We're going to take the right arm, bring it down by the side. Palm is facing in. We'll lift it up towards the ear. It may not come all the way up to your ear, but there'll be a point where it won't go any further. And then you need to turn your palm to the front and then out to the side and bring it all the way down. So we're going to do that nice and slowly, sticking with the right arm, bring it up and then around. So we'll try to do it without turning our body. So trying to keep the body still and just have the shoulder do the work, which might mean you have to make a much smaller circle. And for me, I probably need to bend my elbow a little bit for this shoulder, which is a bit of a cranky shoulder. There we go. And then we'll reverse that. So starting down at the bottom, reaching back, then up and around. For some reason it seems easier in this direction. I'm not sure why. See how you're feeling. So the way the hand is facing needs to turn and change as you're moving the arm. Nice and slowly. We'll do one more in this direction. Trying to keep the chest facing the front, which limits my range of motion at least. And then just let that arm relax down. Give it a little shake. Keep it really floppy. And then we'll bring that hand to the thigh and we'll let the left arm hang down. The palm is facing in. We'll do the same here. We're going to lift up towards the ceiling. And again, trying to not change the chest, turn the chest. Try and keep the chest facing forward. Rotate that palm, bring the arm down. So I can do this much easier on this side. This shoulder is much more cooperative. Up to the ceiling. Palm turns out and it comes down. I still can't get my arm completely behind me, So just notice what kind of motion you can get in your shoulder. Maybe your arm is way behind you. As it comes lower down, I can reach a bit further back. One more in this direction. And now we'll reverse it. Let's see if it seems easier on this side. Yeah, so I'm not sure why, but it definitely seems easier coming back and up first. So just notice what you're feeling. There's no right or wrong answer, it's not good or bad, it's just good to notice how your body responds to the movement. So we'll do one more. Actually gets the blood moving and warms up your hands too. And then lower that down, give that arm a shake. So turning it side to side, shaking it out. Shake both arms out like you're flicking water off. Good. And then we'll sit up tall. Shoulders are relaxed. Let's bring the hands to the thighs. So nice long spine here. As you inhale, lift the chest. So imagine there's a string in your sternum and that's being lifted up towards the ceiling. So it's not a huge back bend, but lifting the upper chest. And then as you exhale, curling down just a little. Inhale, lift the chin, lift the chest. And then exhale, curl down. So we're going to start making this a little bit bigger. As you inhale, lift the chin and the chest. Maybe rocking forwards on the sits bones, so your hips come forward a little bit. The elbows can come back. And as you exhale, curl the tail under, drop the chin and reach the arms forward. So you inhale, lifting the chin and the chest, elbows reach back. So gentle cat-cow here, curling the tail under, rounding the spine and coming forward. We'll do a couple more of these. And while we're doing that, it's a good time to remind you that we're not all supposed to do every movement. So if you've been told by your doctor, don't bend forward or don't arch your back, then don't do that part. Just do the parts that you feel comfortable doing or that you've been told you can do. Last one. We'll pause here in this resting pose. Take a couple of breaths. So I want you to notice my neck here, right? The idea is always have the neck in line with the spine. So although I could let my head drop down, you know, when you fall asleep, your head can, we don't want it to drop down. Then it's no longer in line with the spine. So if my spine's here, my neck should be here, not tilting forward. So none of this, right? A long back and a long neck. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's take our hands and make some fists. And rolling around in one direction. Keeping the arms still if you can, just moving from the wrist. And then we'll do the opposite direction. And maybe feel some little clicking there. And then we'll shoot the hands out and then bring them back in. And shoot them out and back in, like you're zapping and back. So usually we do these slowly. Let's do it with some action. And back and zap and in. One more and in. Then we'll curl the fingers out slowly like a flower opening and then curl them back in. If you could unfurl one knuckle at a time, imagine how that would uncurl. Some of them move better than others. And then if we could curl the top knuckle, or maybe not, and then curling in. Do one more like that, unfurling, like the speeded up picture of a flower or a fern opening. Good. And then give them a shake. I'm going to touch each finger to the thumb, just tapping each one to the thumb. Or towards the thumb, it's okay if you can't actually reach the thumb. Gets our fingers moving, gets our brain working. It's supposed to make us a little perkier. Let's see if it does. One more. Give everything a shake. And stretch out the arms. Our usual stretch, we'll reach one arm out in front, let the fingers drop to the floor, and gently squeeze that wrist in, keeping the shoulder down. You can wiggle those fingers. And then we'll rotate so the palm is facing up and stretching the hand back. So you can either do this on your fingers, which is a pretty big stretch on the fingers, or on the palm of the hand, but trying again to keep the shoulder down. If you need to have your elbow bent for this, that's fine too. Keep breathing. One more inhale. And exhale, release that arm, give it a little shake. We'll do the left hand out, pointing the fingers down. Gently just squeeze that wrist, decompressing it a little bit. You can wiggle the fingers. And then we'll rotate and stretch out this arm, keeping the shoulder relaxed. And again, just notice here if one arm feels different than the other. This is my dominant arm, so I feel a bigger stretch here, as though it's tighter, which is probably true since it's the stronger arm. And then relax that and give that a shake. Let's interlace the fingers, and we're just going to twirl the thumbs, like we're thinking about something or plotting something. Twirl in one direction and then switch and twirl them in the opposite direction. I actually feel like quite a lot of work for the thumbs. So let's give them a little bit of love, maybe a little massage around the base of that thumb area, all around there. Feels good. For those of you who have those spiky balls at home, then you can always pause here and use the balls on your hands, or do that at the end. That's always a nice stretch to do. So I'm going to take the hands and interlace them again. Rotate the palms, push them away, round the spine as you push the hands forward. And as you inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms up. So you may have your arms right up towards the ceiling. My shoulder is not going to let me do that, so I'm only going to come to here. And then exhale, round everything down. So just move to where is comfortable for you. As you inhale, arching the back a little bit, lifting the chin and the chest, so a bit more of a cat-cow than we did before. And then as you exhale, lower down. If this bothers your arms or your shoulders, then just leave them out of the whole thing. Lifting up, maybe gazing at your hands as you come down, and then lower the chin, looking down at your thighs. Last time, we're going to come up. I'm going to bring the hands behind the head. Tuck the chin under, push the chin back. And then release that tension. Begin to pull the right elbow down into a side bend, and then release that right hand and reach the left arm up and over. We'll come up through the center and over to the left. Chest is still facing forward, reaching up through the center and over to the right. We'll bring this left hand down to the thigh. We're going to fold over and look down at the floor on the outside of this right foot, as though we're just checking out something on the floor. Let the head drop a little here. And fold forward as much as is comfortable. And as you inhale, keep the chest facing that direction. So you're in a little twist here. We're going to twist a little bit further, so we're not pulling on the knee. You can push down into the thigh to get tall, and then rotate the rib cage a little more to the right, maybe looking over the right shoulder. Reach that right arm long behind you. Then follow it with your eyes, reaching it up and over, all the way till it's reaching to the opposite corner. And then lower it down to that left knee. Take a forward fold here. One more breath. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, bring the hands to the waist, and then peel them up as though you're taking off a shirt. Bring them down a little bit behind you, holding onto the chair, lift the chin and the chest. And then come back to the center, bring the hands to the thighs, take a couple of breaths here. Breathing in and out. Then we're going to interlace the fingers again. Then look down at your fingers, and I want you to switch the thumb and every finger to the opposite way. So we can still hold our hands this way, it's just not our habitual way of doing it. Push the palms away as you round the spine, let the head drop. Inhale to lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, lift, and fold, curling the tail under, lifting the chin, the chest and the arms, and curling everything under. And last time, reaching the arms up. We'll bring the hands behind the head again, that gentle push of the head back into the hands, stretching out the back of the neck, pushing it a little bit and then relax it. Let this left elbow be heavy as it pulls it down to the side. Release the left hand, release the right arm over beside the ear. Inhale up through the center and over to the right. Up through the center and to the left. We'll bring this hand down to the thigh, and again we're going to fold forward and look down at the floor on the outside of this left foot. Letting the head drop a little bit. And then as we inhale, still facing that corner, making a nice long spine. You can push into that thigh, but rotate the rib cage. Maybe you can look a little further over that left shoulder, but again, don't force it. Don't bring tension into your neck here. Reach that left arm behind. Sweep it up and over, reaching for the opposite corner, and then bring it down to the knee. Take a forward fold into the center. As you inhale, begin to lengthen the spine, bring the hands to the waist, slide them up this outside of the ribs, peeling off, reaching up for the ceiling, bring the hands down and a little behind, lift the chin and the chest, and then exhale and come back to the center, rest the arms, and take a couple of breaths here. Good place to take a sip of water. Let's do some work with our feet. So we'll start by lifting up onto our tiptoes and then onto the heels. Lifting onto the toes like you're wearing high-heeled shoes, and then onto the heels, lift the toes towards the ceiling. Lift the heels and then the toes. The heels and the toes, rocking through the feet. Nice and gently. One more. And then we'll sit back a little. Lengthen one leg out and then the other. I always like to do a few of these first. Nice, easy leg lifts. Just to get the clicks of the knees out. Get everything moving a little easier. And then we'll keep the right leg out. We're going to point the toes away, then flex and push through the heel. Point and flex. A couple more. Point and flex and point and flex. One more. And then we'll make some circles at the ankle. So keeping the leg still. I don't know if you can hear all those clicks. And then we'll reverse direction. So if this is a lot of work for your leg, you can always do this with your heel on the floor or on a block or a stool. Just Just moving the ankle, bring it down, give that a shake. Moving this leg in and out, relaxing it, getting any tension out. We'll lift the left leg and we'll point and flex and point and flex. A few more. Last one. Then we'll make our circles of the ankle. Again, keeping this leg still. If this feels like a lot of work, then rest it on the floor and do it that way. And switch directions. And then bring it down, give that a little shake. So let's take our props. So whether you've got a scarf or a strap or a belt, or as I have a towel, I'll use the towel so you can see what I'm doing with it. If you don't have one, you could pause now and go and find one. So we're going to take your foot. It would be better if this towel was a bit thinner and a bit longer, but this will do for now. Bring it around the right foot. I'm going to hold onto this with the right hand. So we're letting the arm do the work here. We're going to open out to the side and then bring it back. Out to the side and bring it back. So your leg might not be as high as this. Mine has to be because the towel's so short. A couple more times. Swing it out. So letting this leg move in and out, having your arms do that work for you. And then we'll cross it over the center line. You can switch hands here if you like. Reaching it, so it's about level with that left hip. Sitting up tall, reaching away with the heel. Maybe you turn the chest a little bit and turn away from that foot. And bring everything back to the center. So you don't have to lock that knee there. We're trying to lengthen the leg, not necessarily lock it. And then bend that leg. Bring that foot down. Give it a little shake. So we haven't done that for a while. So we'll do the other leg. So left leg. Reaching up, holding the belt or scarf, whatever you have in your left hand. We'll open the leg out to the side and back. Out and back. Just a few times. Nice and easy. If this doesn't feel comfortable, then please don't do it. And then we'll come back through the center. We'll cross it over this midline just a little bit. Switch arms. Reaching through the heel. Sitting up tall. And we'll begin to twist a little bit to the left. And we'll bring everything back to the center. We'll release that leg and give that a little shake. A little bit of bonus work there with our props. And then bring the feet wide, about as wide as the chair legs, or if you're on a mat like me, about as wide as the mat. And let the knees rock to one side and then the other. That may have been a little bit of work for you there. One more each side. And we'll come to the center. We'll do some sun salutations. We certainly have lots of sun today, at least the day I'm recording this. It's quite warm. Sit up tall. Let the arms reach down by the side. Find that length in the spine. As you inhale, use the inhale to lift your arms. And then exhale, fold forward. When we inhale, we'll lift halfway. So a long spine here. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and reach the arms. Exhale, let's bring the hands down through the center and take a breath here, breathing in and out. Let's repeat that. Inhale to sweep the arms up and exhale to fall forward. Inhale, coming up halfway, lengthening the spine, and exhale, rounding down, letting the shoulders relax. Inhale, lift and reach the arms. Bring the hands together, come down through the center. Breathe in and out. and sweep the arms up. Exhale, we'll come to our cactus arm. So we're keeping the spine long here and we're hinging forward and then releasing down. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen the spine, and exhale to fold. Inhale, lift and sweep the arms up. Exhale to cactus. Let's take a side bend. Chest stays facing the front and up and to the left. And inhale. Breathing out. Inhale as you breathe in. And lengthen. Bring the hands down. Elbows come back. Lift the chin and the chest. And then round the spine, tuck the tail under and reach the arms long. One more time like that, pulling the elbows back, lifting the chin and the chest. And exhale, roll forward. Sit up nice and tall. Bring the hands to heart center. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhale to cactus. Long spine, hinge forward. Exhale, curl down. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift and reach the arms. Exhale, back to our cactus arms. So keeping a nice long spine here, we're going to rotate to the right. So move from the rib cage, not from the arms, back to the center. Then to the left. Back to the center. One more time each side. And to the left. Come back to the center. We'll lower the arms. Lift the chest. Pull the elbows back. And exhale, fold forward, tucking the tail under, reaching the arms forward. Inhale, pull the elbows back, lift the chest and the chin. This time let's reach the arms back a bit further, taking hold of the back of the chair if you can reach it. Take an extra breath here. And then relax everything down. Let the arms reach forward, the tail tucks under, take a rest pose for a couple of breaths. Always another good time to take a sip of water as you're taking that rest pose. So we'll do a little bit of core work. So when we're doing this, we want to get the sense of these muscles pulling in and up, like everything is squeezing into the center. So one way of getting our body to feel that action that we want to do is to cough. So if you cough, everything pulls in. So if you've ever had a really bad cough for a couple of days, you'll find that your abdominal muscles hurt because they're working so hard as you cough. So that we kind of want to recreate that sense of squeezing in. So drawing everything in, drawing it in. So we're going to use that sense of pulling the muscles into the center, like you're pulling a tight coat in and then zipping it up. That's the sense we want. So let's bring our hands to heart center. As we lean back, so keeping a tall spine, not bending, lean back, open the arms, and as you exhale, draw everything in and come forward. Inhale back. Exhale. So imagine there's a broom or a stick down your back and it's staying nice and tall as you draw everything in. How can you get back up without rounding your spine? By drawing the muscles into the center. Do two more. Inhale. Use the exhale to come forward. Last one. Draw everything in. Nice, we'll bring the hands down. Let's do some warrior poses. So we'll come to the side, move my props out of the way so I don't slip on them. And we'll face the right side of your chair. So both feet are flat on the floor here, it's important. Chest is turning to face that right leg. Arms are down by the side. As we inhale, we're going to reach the arms up. So again, your arms might come way up beside your ears. That's great if they do. I'm going to stop here because that feels better for my shoulders. Nice long spine, strong arms. So bring them lower if it means you can lengthen them rather than having them here. This doesn't feel like a warrior, does it? This feels like a warrior. So warrior one. Then we'll keep the right arm in front, bring the left arm behind, just to shoulder height. So just look at your arms and make sure they're not up here. Gaze is over those right fingertips. Chest is turning a little bit towards the front. We'll bring this arm down. Rotate the right arm, reach up and back for your radiant warrior. Keeping hold of the chair, trying to keep both feet on the floor firmly here. And then we'll come back to warrior two. Oh, we have a visitor. We'll bring that right arm down to the thigh, sweep this other arm up and over. So an option here to reach this foot out and back a bit. If you could just move out the way so you can see my feet. Okay, the side angle. And come back up to warrior two. This time we'll release the arms, bring this left foot out in front. Heels on the floor, toes point to the ceiling. We want a nice long spine here, so take hold of the chair with the right hand. Left hand is inside the thigh. We'll slide it down. So we've got a long spine here. Bless you. So choice of gaze here. You can look down at your foot. You can look straight ahead. Some people like to look up at the ceiling. I feel that's a big twist in the neck, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look at my foot. And I hope you're enjoying this as much as my dog. And then come back up. Bring the leg in. Lower everything, will come around to the other side. So this time, chest is facing that left foot, both feet are flat on the floor. Arms are down by the side. Inhale, reach up to warrior one. Nice strong arms again. Bring the left arm down in front, right arm behind. Shoulder height or lower. Chest is trying to rotate to the front. Gaze is over the left arms. I'm going to lower this arm a little bit because this shoulder is bothering me. Lower the right arm, take hold of the chair, rotate the left arm, reach up and back for your radiant warrior. And then we'll come back through warrior two. Bring this forearm to the leg. Reach this arm up and over. And again, option here if you want to reach this leg back a little bit. For your side angle. And then again up through warrior two. Bringing this foot in, we're going to lengthen this leg out right in the front. Chest is facing the side. Take hold of the chair with your left hand. Right arm is inside of the thigh. And keeping that long back. Nice straight back as you hinge over. So you might feel quite a stretch on the inner thigh here. I'm going to look down at my foot. And then we'll slowly come back up. Relax everything down. Come back to the center. And let's bring those feet wide again and let them rock gently side to side. Maybe turn the head the opposite way. So as your knees come to the left, turn your head to the right. Knees come to the right. You stop that, turn to the left. Just gently moving. And then we'll come back to the center. Bring the feet flat to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. And we're going to do a little bit of work with the shoulders, not too much. Bring both hands out in front like you're clapping them in front of you. So the left hand is going to stay still. You're going to sweep the right arm up and over. This time we are going to turn the chest with it. And then we're going to bring it close like a big clap. So we're going to repeat the same arm. Right arm comes up, rotating the chest. Follow the hand with your eyes and your gaze. Do 2 more, lifting up and back. 1 more. Lifting up and around. Come back to the center. And we'll do the opposite arm. So this time the right arm doesn't move. Left arm sweeps up and around. And then it closes down. Sweeps up and around. And then bring it all together. 2 more. Watching the hand with the eyes. Rotating to follow it. Bringing everything back to the front. 1 more. Up and around. And then back. And then lower the arms. Ooh, that felt like a lot of work in the arms. So we'll sit forward on the chair a little bit. 2 more things to do. So we'll lengthen the right leg onto the floor, the heels on the floor, bring the hands to the other thigh, and keep that back nice and long again. We're going to hinge forward, so think of the chest coming forward. So you might feel a stretch in the back of the leg. Don't force it. Slowly come up. And bring this leg in, give it a little shake. Keep the right foot flat on the floor, lengthen the left leg out. Heels on the floor, toes reach for the ceiling. Hands are on the right thigh, and again, nice long spine and hinge forward. So chest is leading here. And again, just notice where you feel the stretch. Is it the same as the other leg? Just breathing into it. More breath here, and then we'll slowly lift and come back. So we'll do our pigeon, which is one of my favorites. So again, as always, you might want to bring a block or a stool or another chair in front of you if this doesn't work for you. Lengthen the leg out to the side and bring it into the ankle. Out to the side, bring it a little higher, and then if you can, bring it up and over the opposite thigh. So this is where, if this doesn't work for you, you could bring your foot to a block or something lower, but let this leg rotate out to the side. This right foot is flexed, so the toes point back towards the shin. And start by sitting up nice and tall. So you may already feel a stretch in this outer hip, in which case you can just pause here. Take a few breaths. If you want to stretch a bit more, or you don't feel it yet, you can again bring the chest forward, like you're peering over the edge of a ledge. Try to actively let this relax, so as you exhale, try to soften into that hip. And then we'll slowly, as we inhale, come back up, we'll unwind this leg, or we'll take hold of the leg either around the knee or underneath the thigh, whatever feels more comfortable, but let the arms hold the leg up and we'll make some circles. Just letting it relax few circles in one direction and then the other. And bring it down, give it a shape. And we'll do the other leg. So again, out to the side, then into the ankle. Up to the side, a little higher. Last one, either to the block or the floor, or up to the thigh or somewhere in between. Foot's flexed, spine is long. And again, just notice what you feel on this side compared to the other side. This feels quite different to me this week. So just because you could do something last week or yesterday, it doesn't mean that it will be the right thing to do today. So listen to what your body's telling you to do. Move slowly. Never get to a point where something feels like it's snapping or pinging. You should not feel like a lot of tension. Breathing here and relaxing. Slowly lifting the chest, unwinding that leg, again taking hold of it either around the knee or underneath the thigh, and using the arms, letting that leg relax as you make some circles in one direction and then the other direction. And then we'll bring that foot down. Well, let's set up for our Shavasana. So we're going to sit comfortably. Since this chair's a little high for me, I'm going to put my feet on a block so I can really relax my legs. But depending on where you are, you may not need to put your feet on anything. Sitting back against the chair. Again, just like we did at the beginning, let the chin drop a little bit, but we still want to have that neck supported. Hands can be on the thighs. Bring the elbows back towards the waist. And if you can, close your eyes. And just notice your breathing. Notice the top of your head. And your forehead. Imagine it softening and relaxing. No tension. Let the jaw relax. And the back of the neck relax. The shoulders are heavy. Notice where your shoulder blades are touching the chair. Bring your focus to that area between the shoulder blades. Just focus there for a couple of breaths. Try to lose any tension you may have there. Bring your attention to your chest. Notice how it lifts slightly as you inhale. Let your belly be soft. And let it expand with each breath. Let your elbows be relaxed and your hands heavy on your legs. Notice where the back of your thighs are touching the chair. As you exhale, imagine imagine sinking further into that chair, getting a little heavier. Your knees are relaxed, your feet are heavy. Notice where your feet are touching the floor or the block or stool. And imagine those points sinking deeper with each exhale. And bring your awareness back to your breathing. And just focus in and out. If your mind wanders, just come back to the movement of your breath. In and out. In and out. Begin to gently move your fingers and toes, slowly waking up your body. Circle the wrists and the ankles, maybe stretching the arms overhead, reaching the arms behind you, whatever feels like a good way to wake up. Bring everything back down to the center and sit up nice and tall. So you don't have to get up out of your chair right now. If you feel comfortable sitting back and staying in Shavasana for a bit longer, then I would encourage you to do that. But if not, let's try to take some of that peacefulness that we just created in Shavasana with us for the next few minutes or hours and try to recall that feeling of peace as we go through our busy and sometimes difficult and fraught days. Bring our hands to heart center. Let's take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, as though you're fogging up a mirror. In through the nose. One more in through the nose. Return your breathing to its normal rhythm. Excuse me. And I always hope to see you soon. I hope you are well and healthy and looking after yourselves and your family. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.